Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer watching the Pacific. We've got two storm systems that will impact the West, the Intermountain West through Thanksgiving, and then it's an active storm track for the Pacific Northwest. I mean, you can see with this radar satellite loop, it's a parade of storms. I mark even a second low sitting in the North Pacific, and there's even more behind that. But what I'm looking at is this cutoff low to the South Pacific that'll move in towards southern Colorado and northern New Mexico, and also a continuation of this snowy pattern up in the Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, and Western Alberta. I mean, when you say, okay, where's the bulk of the snow going to be this week? It's in the Pacific Northwest, it's in British Columbia, and it's Western Alberta. So let's take a look at the timing of this precip. We'll start with today, and we'll stop early tomorrow, and notice where the snow is across the west, the blue, which is it's all up in the northern tier states, Pacific Northwest, Alberta, and British Columbia. Northern Idaho is getting some of that snow as well. Let's move into Wednesday morning, and that basically drops south into Wyoming, into northern Utah, and into the central and northern mountains of Colorado as a weak cold front. I'm not expecting a lot of snow in those states out of this, generally 1 to 4. But in southern Colorado, you can see there's actually moisture in northern New Mexico and southern Colorado. That's from that southern low. I think there could be a little bit more accumulation with that. But this is Wednesday morning. Let's move into Thanksgiving morning right here. And all that has exited. So it's fast moving. There's not a lot of moisture with it. And then all the action at that point, by the time we get into Thursday morning, which is right there, is up into the Pacific Northwest at that point. You can see the heavy precip up into Whistler and then BC into the interior. So let's move into Friday morning right here. Looks like some of that drops south into the Pacific Northwest, northern Idaho, western Montana, and by the time we roll into Saturday morning, it's kind of in those same places. And that is about it. There's not a lot in the forecast for the lower 48 Rockies, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming. There's just not a ton, or northern New Mexico, not a ton in the forecast. So let's look at my snow forecast for the West. You can see what the biggest numbers are, and this just takes us from today through Thanksgiving evening. It's all Pacific Northwest, interior BC, and parts of western Alberta. Everywhere else, we're looking at light and maybe a couple of pockets of moderate accumulations through Big Sky, light to moderate Grand Targhee, Jackson Hole, Tetons. Nothing in California, very light in the Wasatch, light snow accumulations, I-70 north in Colorado, down to the southern mountains and into northern New Mexico, light to moderate accumulations. I would keep an eye on those areas if you're going to be skiing in the lower 48 for Thanksgiving. But I mean, it's obvious where the biggest snows are going to be at that point. Let's take a look at Jackson Hole. Here's my snow plume for Jackson Hole. It's opening day. Later this week, and it looks like you'll pick up 3-4 inches for opening day, mid-mountain and higher, and then maybe another inch after that, but slim pickings. Otherwise, there's just not a lot there at that point. We'll end with this. This is a beautiful photo Bill Green sent me this morning from Loveland ski area in Colorado. Beautiful with the rim. You can see the moon, the remnants of what was the full beaver moon. But thank you, Bill, for that photo. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving week. I'll do another update tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in here.